A very wise person once said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Another wise person once said, if you don't plan your life, someone else is going to plan it for you. Hey guys, it's Derek and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explore the lifelong $64 million question of how is it best that we can organize our lives and make it more efficient so that we can actually spend more time doing the stuff that we want to do rather than the stuff that we have to do. I remember way back when I was at university, so many years ago, that our lives revolved around this thing called a file of facts. For those of you who aren't aware, it's kind of a little book which contains a number of pages, which you just buy new ones every year and you keep the same shell, but you just put new pages in. And basically all our schedules for uni, all our subjects, the times, the tutorials, the lectures, where they are, the calendar, your to-do list, your grocery list, your address book, everything resides in this file of facts thing. And we just carry it around everywhere. Reminds me of a phone, doesn't it? Move ahead a couple of years, they came up with this new piece of tech called a PDA, which is a personal digital assistant. If you're of that sort of vintage, you'll remember devices like the Palm Tungsten or the HP or the compact iPack. So basically they're about the size of a smartphone. You put everything you would put from your file of facts into now this one piece of digital piece of tech, and it goes around with you just like the file of facts. It's a little bit smaller. It had Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It could access the internet in that way, but it was not a cellular device, so you couldn't make calls or send text messages in that traditional sense that you do with smartphones, but you could definitely do emails and browse the web and download all these apps to help you become more productive. Then you go forward again, and then now we have smartphones, we have tablets, we have PCs, laptops, and so forth. And everything now resides on these devices. You can do everything that you need to do. In fact, these computers, these phones are so powerful now that in this little thing, this iPhone I've got right here, this has more capability than the computers that the president was using back in the 70s and the 80s, just on this one little piece of tech here. So we can see how far everything's gone, but the trade-off for that is that because these are all-in-one devices, it doesn't allow us to focus on one thing very well. So for people who find themselves easily distractible, if you're busy working on a planner or a journal or writing some notes, and all you can hear is bing, 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 and you get all these notifications, you get text messages, you get phone calls, you get DMs on social media, there's this temptation to go and browse something, and it takes away your focus. And the main purpose of one of these remarkable tablets is to bring our attention back, if you like, to what we're trying to do. It's e-ink, so it's kind of like the e-readers, like the Amazon Paperwhites and stuff like that. The mainstay of this device is this pen. For anyone who likes nostalgia, who likes the feel of pen on paper, this is an ideal device because it actually feels like you're writing on a piece of paper. Before anyone says anything, I know that everything I'm going to say in the next few minutes, you'll say you can do exactly the same on an iPad, and that's almost 100% true. So why would you go out, spend more money on another device which does exactly the same as something that you probably already have? Well, apart from the feel of the pen and paper, which admittedly you can get a little bit closer to now because they now come out with screen protectors for your iPad and other tablets, which feels like you're writing on paper. So that kind of gets rid of that kind of argument. But the argument of having one of these remarkable devices is that they're remarkable in the way that it's kind of almost like a dumbed down piece of technology. So if you're someone who is trying to plan their day, if you're someone who's trying to journal, take notes, come up with ideas, brainstorm, etc., and you find yourself easily distracted by all the other noise you get from a smartphone, this may be the device for you because there's no such distractions. Yes, you can connect these devices to Wi-Fi. Yes, you can exchange documents and download and transfer and stuff like that. There is no ability in any way for you to communicate with others. There is no DMing, there's no social media, there's no YouTube, there's no Netflix, there's no phone calls, there's no messaging, there's no emails, there's nothing. So all you can do on this device is write, which sounds amazing for someone who is suffering from information overload, someone who's spends a lot of their time doom scrolling and feel like they're wasting their time doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing and losing focus. This could be the ideal device because all you're literally doing with this thing is doing the task at hand. So whether you're scheduling your next week, whether you're writing inspirational notes, whether you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for your next content for YouTube, whether you're going to journal, whether you're taking notes at lectures, whether you're taking notes in meetings, whether you're trying to summarize a textbook for your study, this device is second to none. When you first get this remarkable tablet, it comes with a very rudimentary set of templates that has like little things like you can do like a day planner, you can do a document and stuff like that, but it doesn't come with a comprehensive planning kind of app like you would. Admittedly, you have to pay for them, but that you would on a tablet or a smartphone otherwise. What I've found is this free template that you can customize called recalendar.me, and I'll put a link in the description below. And basically it allows you to customize to a limited extent the look and feel of a diary. So I'm just going to show you here. I have a 2026, so you've got to set what year. I'll show you the 2026 one. So it starts off with just a basic set of calendars. If you press on a day, it allows you to enter what your plan is to do for that day. And for each week, there is a summary, like a weekly summary. And then there is a, did I get everything I wanted to do, or did I have a good week or did I have a bad week? And you can customize that to a limited extent. And you can start using the pen and start writing at your leisure. You can also create new notebooks and new documents for your content creation, for your ideas, for your shopping list, your to-do lists, your journaling and all that kind of stuff. Basically, this information stays on your tablet. You can back them up on various cloud services like OneDrive and Google Drive and Dropbox. And there is also the option, and this is the thing I hate, but this is the times now, there's an option to subscribe to the remarkable online cloud service where for $5 a month here in Australia, I think you get a discount if you do it yearly, you can sync all this to the cloud so everything gets backed up, so if your tablet gets lost, stolen, broken, there's another copy. And you can also transfer the documents and edit them and use them on various apps on your smartphone, your tablet and your PC. Whether you want to pay this extra $5 is entirely up to you. You get a 100-day free trial when you get the tablet, so you can try and see if it's something that you need or whether it's something you can live without. So far, there's very few bugs, but the one thing I've found that is with this particular free planner app, yes, it will sync to your smartphone, it does sync to my iPad, it syncs to my MacBook Pro, but only on this and the MacBook are you allowed or able to edit the details on it. I don't know why that is. I actually don't. Because if you open the Remarkable app on your phone, if you go to there's a getting started document that comes with the tablet, and you can just tap on it and then you can start editing stuff. It comes up with a keyboard and stuff like that. But if you use the calendar, which is the same app that I showed you on the tablet, you can click on a date, but you can't add anything. There's no option to edit. I don't know why. This could be just to this particular PDF, but they're all PDFs, so I don't actually know why. And it doesn't work on an iPhone or an iPad. It does work on a MacBook Pro, and it does work obviously on the Remarkable. So that's a little bit frustrating, and I guess I'm gonna have to live with that. But in general, any notebook that you create, you can edit and sync across all your devices, which is exactly what you want, except you're gonna have to pay $5 a month for the privilege to do that. So in summary, who would want one of these? Why wouldn't you save your money? Why wouldn't you just use an iPad? Why wouldn't you just use your phone? Why wouldn't you just use your computer? The basic thing is writing on a piece of paper, that feel, if you like that feel, nothing beats it. And some people actually feel that if you write notes rather than type notes, you tend to remember them better. It's distraction free. You can't be doing this and then be busy doing other stuff and looking up social media and wasting your time, and you're just going to get these things done so you can move on with your life. So that's another benefit. The cons of this thing is you've got another device, you have to pay for it, you have to pay for a subscription. It doesn't do anything near as much as any of the other devices that you probably have right now. And if you're fully into the journaling thing where you want to incorporate sound and video into your journals, this is not the device for you. This is purely a very, very specific device that you use to make notes, to journal, to plan, to maybe occasionally read some ebooks. The battery on this thing, 2 weeks. Battery on an iPhone, 10 hours, depending on how you use it. It has a premium feel, but about the same size as your iPad. So whether you want to buy one of these is purely up to you. And I can only advise that if you're someone who wants a little bit of nostalgia and wants to stay focused and want to not spend so much time doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing on the internet and actually spending time with your family and doing other things and pursuing hobbies and side hustles rather than getting stuck scrolling through social media, this might be the thing to save your life. I'm trying this out. Hopefully this is the right thing for me. If it's the right thing for you, you should go try it out. Let me know in the comments below whether you actually journal, whether you actually plan your life, or whether you just let whatever happens, and whether it works for you or not, or whether it actually keeps your life efficient, or whether the randomness and the surprise of every day is the reason why you like doing the thing you do. It's all individual, but thank you for watching. Remember to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you like my videos. I'm going to go and play with my Remarkable a little bit more, just to set things up so that it is part of my workflow and makes things easier and more fun with every day, so that I don't have to keep looking up stuff and finding out how things work, because I'm still getting used to the fact that I'm writing something that's pretty much just exclusively for me. It's not something that's easy to share online, and it's not graphic intense, and it's not media intense. And if that's going to be the thing that helps me prevent myself from getting distracted and staying focused, then I'm all for it. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye.